Hier, nous étions très proches du but, comme tu le découvriras par toi-même. Dans un premier temps, tu dois te débarrasser des cadavres.
Reverse conceit is not that common, but it's generally common in sort of cinema circles. There's obviously Irreversible, I think Gaspar Noé film that uses that similar technique at scale, but this executes it in a very short amount of time, which I thought made it more effective for what they were trying to pull off. I tend to enjoy the sort of sinister, violent backdrop mixed with like the mundane, sort of calm normalcy that the piece is really good at building. But I thought it just had a really great sense of like cinematic timing and rhythm in terms of the editing and the pacing as you move through the stories. It's not entirely clear. It's being told in reverse in the beginning. I think it still has a sense of cohesion and sort of a narrative flow that works well so that when the ending does come, it does make sense contextually. So I thought it was well done, well executed. I think it's not that easy to pull off this type of concept. You can't just sort of shoot it in order and do it backwards and have it work. So I thought that a lot of good work was done in terms of playing out the conceit in a way that was sort of interesting to watch and generally maintained a good sense of style and mood throughout. So I thought it was well done and well acted in particular, and I ended up enjoying it.
It was such an interesting story. I think the characters were so well written and well acted. You can tell that not only were these actors really, really skilled, there had to have been some really great direction and directing behind that. I think the story was so interesting. There were so many different twists and turns that that made this all the more engaging to watch and more thrilling because you don't know what's going to happen next and you're really just waiting for that. And since these characters are so compelling throughout the entire piece, it puts you so much more on the edge of your seat and in anticipation throughout this entire piece. So it's so strong. Really interesting to watch. A lot of great shots, very clear tone throughout the entire piece, and was just really, really fun.
Such a strong short film. Really great premise. The way things unfold is just, I found just really had me leaning in. It's just, these characters were just so compelling and you just are drawn in immediately, just from like the smallest little things. Just the way the performances were carried just really resonated with me anyways. And they were great characters. So, you know, you've got good writing, great performances. I think those are just obviously two hallmarks of just strong film. Like you're in for a good ride with this one. And it just had a good cinematic quality to it. And great use of contrast between shots, especially with our lead when, you know, you go from the dark there in the camper, then up to like those bright shots and she's done up different and just a really good effective use of contrast there between shots and for what was overall just a really enjoyable film.
And it really builds a lot of intrigue with its mystery behind the one-eyed man. You know, I found myself asking a lot of questions throughout a lot of this, especially the way it tells its story in the order it tells its story in. And I like that it doesn't really, it gives you just enough information that it leaves you wanting more.
I thought it was so clever. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was such a great concept, and I thought they had such fun with it, of really embracing these kind of extreme characters and really kind of leaning in to the concept and having her kind of personality as the different characters between, like, from day to day be so extreme and be so different from one another. And then just like the underlying concept of like she's trying to find this man with one eye in this briefcase. I thought it was just like such a fun kind of like not really wild goose chase, but like a little bit like a fun kind of, you know, mission for her to be on. So I think that really translated well. Like I said, I really loved it. I thought it was really creative.
I like the cinematography and the pacing and how you revealed the different elements to the audience, the different story twists and turns to the audience in the order that you chose to do it. It speaks to masterful writing and masterful directing and masterful editing. I thought the actress was great. She carried the whole team carried. Um, she really carried. She's a star. It felt like a Black Widow movie.
I really enjoyed the variety of characters and the acting to make them come alive. I thought it was really unique, and I would be interested in seeing the character's story play out from start to finish.